After so much fun on the Mulloway at the 1 Mile Jetty, we thought we'd go fishing one more time with our man in Carnarvon, Glenn Walling. As we mentioned at the 1 Mile Jetty last time, Carnarvon's offshore areas have almost no structure, and the sandy bottom made finding fish in years past one heck of a chore. Rather than just sit back and live with it, the locals decided to do something about it, but more about that later. Glenn has been a mate and a writer for fishingwa.com for some years now, and works in Carnarvon as a nurse at the local hospital. You can see that he's caught some fine fish while living here, and some of those have come from a place called the Tyres. The Tyres are just that, man-made pyramids of automotive excellence, and they provide the sort of structure that almost all of the species that you find in Carnarvon visit at some time. For this reason, it's the local hotspot, and we believe that this is the first time they've been shown on TV. Just look at all the life teeming around these man-made reefs, including one fish that I've been wanting a crack at on lures for some time. And today I'm going to show you how to catch pink snapper on these metal jigs. They're pretty simple stuff really, a piece of metal and a treble at the back. The way we're going to work them is to send them down and stop them every few feet just to entice the fish. When we get to the bottom, just bump it up and down slowly. I think this is really going to work, and hopefully you're going to learn something about this and try it yourself and do well. So let's go. Just let it drop, but remember to stop the spool with your thumb at regular intervals, and you'll find you hook many fish even on the way down. A bait caster reel is much more practical than an egg beater for this type of fishing, and the laser lure got belted the minute it hit the bottom. This fish was nothing to write home about, but a good solid scrap to start the day off gets your confidence up and the adrenaline pumping nicely. It was a snapper all right, but not the sort of size I was hoping for. Hey, at least they were down there. In the meantime, Ian was finding out that baits don't last very long up here at all. Glenn was using his local knowledge to good effect and started out by calling on the local tailor population, which is usually more than happy to eat anything dropped around the tyres.
That's about a standard size fish for this part of the world. Get them a lot bigger.
Ian's fish turned out to be different again. An emperor, or Norwest snapper as they called them up here. Boy, these locals don't waste any time getting back in the water, do they? This spangled emperor is a tasty fish for the table, and some rate them higher than snapper and Dhufish, but you always have to check that your fish is over the legal length. Yeah, that's pretty close, mate, but I think we better have a quick look. Yeah, make sure it's right.
It's right on the tail there. Oh yeah, he's well in. He's just under 45 there, Steve.
And what's the legal for him?
Legal's
41.
Yeah.
Excellent. A few centimetres over, and they are great to eat, aren't they?
Good for tea.
Tea was far from Glenn's mind as he hauled yet another fish on board. He was starting to make us look bad, but we were sure glad he was here. You'll find out why in a minute.
That's what we call a happy moments, or a gold line spine foot. They, the spines along the back of the backbone there, if they penetrate your skin, apparently you get a few moments of euphoria, hence the name happy moments, before the pain sets in. I've talked to people who have been stung by them, and they actually think that a broken leg is preferable to being stung by one of these in the leg. The pain is extreme, and it's very long lasting. When they come into hospital, we usually treat them by immersing the spine wound in hot water, the same as we do with stonefish, and apparently that helps. But I've seen people have large doses of narcotics and they will still be screaming in pain. They're very, very dangerous fish, despite the fact that they look quite innocent. Lots of things in the water up here bite, sting, and cause lots of pain. You must be very careful, and it's a good idea to have an ID book so you know what you're chasing. But we'll try and get this off and send him back into the water.
We were so lucky that Glenn was here to stop Marshy grabbing this nasty little fish, because the waters are crawling with them up here and they aren't shy about taking a bait. God, look at that! Oh, yes! Huge!
Sambo.
Sambo!
Yeah.
My fish got followed up by a huge Samson fish then, and he was so panicked, he managed to extricate himself from the hook, and the Sambo chased it back down to the bottom.
Oh, he's taking line. Big time.
That's your right.
Oh, I doubt it. Don't normally get them here. Might be a mulloway. Oh, come up.
Colour.
Oh, I've got colour. Ah, blowy!
There you go.
Flaming blowy!
Stick your fingers in his mouth.
Yeah, I've seen them put dents in pliers.
Give him a tickle.
Catch of the week.
That's got to be a wooden spoon.
They're nice with a little bit of capers and white wine.
Nice crumbs.
I've just been running that jig across the bottom, giving it little jerks, and something big has grabbed it. You can always tell when a snapper is attached to your line from the distinct head shakes that are felt right through your arms with this braided line. We've got a good bit of colour, it looks like a nice pink. Here we go, next swim, hang on, no. Swimming around in your net now, got it. Well, they say lures don't work for bottom fishing. All across the world they do it, and I'm using these little laser jigs. Now, that's the end result. It's bent, but here's the end result down here too. That's just jigging across the bottom, no bait, just a lure. A perfect Carnarvon snapper.
Get me that, please. Oh, it's blowy again. Oh no.
Good fun though, eh, Ian?
Ah, fantastic.
You have to hand it to Glenn. He was like a machine just hauling in fish after fish. I guess there's no substitute for local knowledge, and Glenn has plenty of that.